A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. Like, oh, this person is such a young entrepreneur or a writer or an actor or a businessman, same as entrepreneur, a scientist or whatever, whatever professions are there, or they have made so much money, and I am at this age and I still haven't done it. In Ascension, it's not like that, because if you look at the story of Valmiki got ascended very late. At first, his name was Ratnagiri. He was a dacoit. Imagine, from being a dacoit, from killing so many hundreds of people, he became one of the world's most known rishi, who ended up writing Ramayana. And what is the beauty of Ramayana? Ramayana is not a book where they hide the flaws of gods and goddesses. This is the one thing I love about Sanatan Dharam. Their gods are totally equally flawed as much as normal people, and they all learn and they all grow, they all make mistakes. The only person as a god who has not done any mistake or anything selfish is Lord Sri Ram. Yes, he sent his wife to exile, but Sita still loved him. As I said, why she loved him? Because she could see that this man is so amazing. Look at the way, she must have felt, wow, like, I love him. Why? She didn't care that he sent her on exile or he gave up on her. No, she didn't care a damn about it. The more she was, because she was so enamored by his selflessness. That's how Sita herself was. She lived a life of a huge simplicity, like how we see minimalistic lifestyle, simple lifestyle. And she was beautiful, she was gorgeous. As much as she would look gorgeous, wearing all the ornaments, dressed up in beautiful saris and dressed up in beautiful dresses, she would look equally pretty, with her long hair open, wearing the dress of a forester, of a tapasvi. She would look equally beautiful. That's because she's beautiful as a person. And Ram could never even think about another woman, because he was so enamored by her. So both of them are so enamored by each other, so fascinated by each other. They respect each other so much. They blindly trust each other. They have no, if they would for a minute not trust each other, they would blame their own selves, they would cry. There are so many stories and episodes, and this is the reason why I started working on a channel called Ramayana and Mahabharata Diaries. And it is also linked to something else I am doing, which I cannot reveal right now. But I have created this channel only because there are so many stories of unconditional love between Ram and Sita, and even in Mahabharata and Puranas. But Ram and Sita's characters are just fascinating. They do so many things for each other unconditionally, that I decided that there will be one separate channel only for this. Because I want to create ascension content for you all. I cannot give you food. I cannot, I wish I could give you reishi mushrooms. I wish I could give you psilocybin cubensis, which is also called magic mushroom. I wish I could tell you, there are so many home remedies. I want to share all of these things with you that can transform your life. Like, simple things, like if you have gum problem, if you have bleeding gums, or if you have teeth issues or anything related to your mouth, a very simple thing you can do, you can use alum. If you gargle every day with alum, you'll never had gums problem. You'll never have to visit the dentist again in your life. And these are such simple home remedies. It doesn't cost any money. I wish I could give it all to you, but then I realized that more than the food for your body, the mental food is very important. And if you get the mental food, these things will also naturally come to you. Something will happen that you will reach to certain food items, you will reach to certain herbs, you will reach to certain natural products. Natural things will happen in your life, because we are also natural, and we are made from the 5 elements, the panch tattva. Okay, so all I'm focusing right now in this channeling is that you want to unite with your twin flame. Sita and Ram could have been physically separated from each other, but they could astrally, they even met each other through astral projections, and they would, even in astral projections, they would not just appear in front of each other. They would leave signs for each other, they would drop things for each other, and that's it. Or they would just see each other and go. And In fact, only Sita could do that. Ram was not even able to do astral projections till one point. It's only when she passed over, he started working on himself on a spiritual mission. He then started working on his ascension, because there are certain twin flame couples also who separate because of life and death. So Ram and Sita have technically gone through all types of stages with each other. Even in childhood, Sita was very fascinated by Sri Ram, because someone had made some kind of prediction that she would be the one to marry Lord Sri Ram, and she just heard his name. She had not seen him, but he was quite loved by the public even as a little boy. So she just wanted to marry him, and one fine day she manifested that. Many things are there in Lord Sri Ram and Sita's love story is probably one of the best love stories ever. And there are many countries like Malaysia, Singapore, there also they follow Ramayana. India is not the only country, by the way. So why? Because they were really never separated. People thought they are separated. The crowd thought, because Ram gave up his physical pleasure, or you can say his three-dimensional reality with Sita. He gave it up because he wanted people to know that he is only duty bound and he is a servant of the public. He's only here to do his job, that the job that he's here for. So they got a curse, but they really didn't care about the curse, and then they are actually Vishnu and Lakshmi. So technically they live in Vaikunt. So we people think, most people in twin flame journey are sad and upset because they think that, oh, there is this separation and this and that. But it's only because you're very attached to the three-dimensional reality. You're very attached to it. Till the time you are going to be attached with it, I'm sorry to say, neither you will enjoy. Like you don't know. I'm not talking about everyone, because I read the comments of people. I know people who are experiencing amazingness, and yet they listen to the channelings. They are living all by themselves. They have a twin. They know about the twin. Some of them are even in touch with the twin. There are some people who are in long distance relationships with their twins. They do video chats, they send messages, and somehow this COVID situation has also helped a lot of people in the twin flame journey, because many people cannot travel, they cannot go from one country to another, so they just talk with each other on the phone or they do video calls, but they value it a lot, because the love has grown a lot. Because in the 5D reality, you enjoy yourself so much. It's crazy, because you're continuously working in your mind. Your devotion increases many folds. So some of the people don't even have the need, and that's why there are asexual partners also. Some of the partners who get married, sometimes they don't even live in the same house. They're married, they're with each other, they don't have sex with each other, they don't want to have children, because both of them have missions. They are doing their own mission, but they are with each other. Technically they are married to each other. Maybe they wanted to give that type of legal commitment to each other. Maybe there was some reason behind it, or they just wanted to do it, but they are physically doing their own things. They are not dependent on each other, they are not relying on each other, they don't have expectations from each other, and maybe they also keep each other in some kind of commitment, so that they can both check on each other. They really work as mirrors. Like, if I get codependent, I will see it in this person. If she gets codependent, I will make her feel that way, or it's a dance that they do. So they are very smart that way. They are very smart that way. They could be committed. They could even, for the worldly perspective, they could show to other people we are committed, but individually they are doing their inner work, because they understand that after all, this is our last life on planet Earth. We are not here to waste our time. We have to go into the higher dimension, and we are a soul. In the higher dimension also, people are together, so they understand these things. They know that once we do this type of work, there is no separation any which way. So if we are natural, genuine twin flamers, if we are genuinely each other's divine counterparts, then there is no separation any which way. Okay, so Radha and Krishna were like that. They dated each other, they were together, and they were committed to each other. Everybody knew that they are in love with each other. And after that, there came a point where they had to be physically separated from each other. They never questioned it, and they never tried all those tactics, because it is divine that even now people say there are devotees, they have seen them together. In India, there are very magical, very mystical places. So there are places which have some kind of, some people are very scared of this type of magic also. They say that you should not go to a certain place in the night time, because even now they say that all the gopis and Radha and Krishna, they dance in the night. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but it is prohibited to step out. Even the people who live in that area, they shut their windows in the night. They don't want to see anything, because if anybody sees anything, either they go blind or they lose their mind, or I don't know, something happens. Because I'm sure when people see it, they see it from the worldly perspective. They're not seeing from a spiritual perspective, so they cannot reconnect with the world again. And thus, maybe, once they see those things, they don't want to see anything else. Or maybe they see those things, maybe they are really in some kind of a enjoyable moment. Who knows what is going on, who knows what is happening. So, but then there is a lot of mysterious, mystical, both are there, very positive stories also. And there are people who are scared of these things also. There are people who are scared of even the twin flame journey. They told me, some of them, that I cannot do this journey, because ever since I've been in this journey, I've lost everything. I don't have friends, I don't have the same life, I don't do this, I don't do that, I'm weird. And they get scared of it. And then they get stuck in a runner-chaser dynamic, or they get stuck in a karmic marriage. And then they do not get out of it. They feel that this pain is okay, but I can't take that pain. But that is happening also because of their own fears. So maybe in their life it was destined for them to not reach the twin flame ascension. Maybe in the next life they'll do it, or maybe next to next life they'll do it. Maybe they'll take 4 more lives or 7 more lives to reach that level. So they just get cold feet and they say, okay, I just want to be like this, or I just want to be like that. So they continue to live the codependent lifestyle. They give up on the genuine ascension. And that's the reason why some of the people, who are married also, they're constantly bitter with their partner. They could be married, living under the same roof, and that person is their potential twin flame partner, the same person. But they just can't tolerate it. They can't deal with this person, husband or wife, whosoever it is. They just have a lot of negativity. And even if the person crosses over, say one person crosses over, the other is just not willing to forgive them. Or the other does not feel that love for them, because they carry so much baggage of their worldly life. They keep thinking that I was right always. I was the better partner, or I was the good one. This other person was not the good one, blah, blah, blah. And some of these people can give birth to the twin flamers also. Like those people who could not reach the peak of the twin flame in their current life, but they are going to act really good as false twins. Okay. And for the children, so sometimes universe creates this thing also. So you might, as a twin flame, you might look at your parents and you might think, and I'm not talking about everyone, this could play out with some people, okay? So just, you can maybe resonate with the concept. There are some people who learn, and I know this happens with a lot of twin flamers, because they say that in my immediate environment, when I look at my parents, I always feel that couldn't they give up on this? Couldn't they forgive each other? Couldn't they just be happy with each other? If only they were happy with each other, if only they had worked things out, if only this had not happened or that had not happened, they would have been the best lovers on this planet. Very unconditional, very selfless. Individually, when you look at these two people, they look amazing individually. Like your father or your mother would individually come across as a very nice person, a good person to hang out with. But if you put those two people together, it is impossible, to put them together. It is difficult. So in some cases, maybe they are not playing out the false twin scenario, because if they have a good impact on you, like if you can see that yes, they are unconditional lovers, but they just can't let go of their programming or let go of some of the baggages, then they could be soulmates also. But they could be those type of soulmates who are contributing for another twin flame. Their purpose on the planet was to raise you. So just like you, there would be another set of parents who has given birth to your DM. So your DM also might be thinking, if my parents could do this, could do that, could work it out or work that out, life would be so much better for them, not just for me, but even for them. They would really enjoy with each other, they would really be happy with each other. But they can't be. They're quarreling, they're not talking to each other for years, and or they just have an image of their husband or their wife, but they have still not left each other, they are still with each other. They have not literally broken up with each other, but they're still together, but they're still grumbling and mumbling. So what is the point of this type of relationship? They think the point is that some of the values they have are very genuine values. Maybe one person has 5 very genuine values in one department, and the other person has 5 other genuine values in other department, which they don't have in unison. But you as a child can get 5 from one and 5 from one, and then you get 10 values together. And to get those values and to work it out somehow, you need to be in the 3-dimensional reality along with them, where they also hand over the fears to you. So with the help of ascension work, you release the fears and you only keep the value system. So this is the whole point of this channeling. I can do a part 3 also. As of now, I would close this channeling session over here, and I would wrap it up by saying that 5D relationship unions can only be experienced when you disassociate with the 3D worldly reality, because it's a illusion, and all 3D relationships are illusions. Okay, and once you taste the 5D love, you cannot go back to wishing for 3D love, because it will look very stupid, very puny, very dumb, and you cannot vibe with it, you cannot gel with it. You just, because as a lover you need to respect your DM on your DF a lot. You need to get inspired by them. You need to be awestruck by their loving nature, their giving nature, their kindness. And kindness is, if you have kindness, it won't be limited to only one person. It will be reflected everywhere. It will be reflected in birds, in animals, in taking a stand for something, going and fighting for something, or in some cases letting go of a fight just for the good of everyone. Letting go of your own ego just because you want other people to benefit, or helping other people financially, being a provider. Many such things are there, which should, when you look at your partner, should be like, wow, this person is so amazing. Like, there was a guy who told me about his girlfriend who's a nurse. So he told me that, my girlfriend is a nurse and she really likes to work with children, and she wants to take care of a lot of, kids, and she does that. And because of that reason, she does not have time to meet me. She has a very fixed kind of a routine, very fixed kind of a schedule. We love each other a lot, and we have in the past we used to spend time with each other, but now it has become a very asexual, very platonic. But he's told me that I'm much happy right now as a person, as a lover. I'm so enamored by her because she puts in so much efforts for those little children on a daily basis. Her responsibility are those children. So now I'm also not chasing her or running away from her. I just watch her. I just get so inspired by her. I respect her immensely, and I'm not saying it in just words. And all of those positive feelings that I get from her, it makes me happy. I don't want to go out on a dinner date, or I don't want to go out on a some kind of a fancy activity that other couples do, because what's the point of it? She has to sleep on time, she has to get a good night sleep, she has to wake up on time, she goes for her exercise, and as and when required, we talk to each other on the phone. She doesn't even need my money. She's never asked me for money, and if I offer her, she says, why you have to give me money? I have my own money, come on, I don't need anybody's money. So he's like, I'm not upset with her anymore. There are people, when they come for readings, sometimes they are not just here to ask me questions. Yes, there are people who ask me questions about some kind of prediction they want to know, but there are also some people who just want to share how beautiful they feel, because they don't have anyone to talk to, they don't have anyone to share, or sometimes they get confused because of the same problem, that they are feeling very nice about it, but in the 3D world it doesn't seem to be a fit or a match. Very recently, like 2 or 3 days back also, I did a very similar reading, that they are having a beautiful relationship. They talk on the phone, They make calls for each other. They may not be meeting each other, they may not be, touching each other, but they are very happy with each other because both are independent, both are working, both are mission oriented, and inner work is important. But because they don't have clarity of, this is right or wrong, my parents don't think like this, or my friends don't think like this. So basically those friends and those parents or those adults or those decision makers or those whatever you want to call them, they are in your life only so you become stronger in your intuitive feelings. And it's not about fighting with them, it's not about proving a point to them, it's about ignoring them in certain places. They have the 3D template. Please understand, the 3D template will not let you grow. You want to stay stuck in the worldly problems, you will stay stuck. But if you want to grow, if you want your energy to expand, then this is the only way. So on this note, I'll wrap it up here. Thank you so much for being here with me. I can do a part 3 also, but let's see, what I do with this information. One love and peace out.